Hey everybody, thanks so much for tuning in to this week's episode of the Agent Evolution Show. So this episode, I'd like to talk with you about something really massive in your life and in your business. Yet it's so widely overlooked and significantly misunderstood. And it's this. This really is the key to getting massive things done in your life. So whether it's your business, relationships, doesn't matter. Whatever the ideal life you can envision for yourself, however massive that is, comes down to something so simple, and it's this. Daily, seemingly insignificant, minor, and subtle decisions. Let me explain that a little bit. If you have a really large goal and you're not sure how to get it done, typically people spend a tremendous amount of time attempting to plan, strategize, ask other people, seek out information, educate themselves, do their homework to find out how can they get these things done. Now listen, that's a way, and I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm not saying it's right. It's just a way. However, I love taking a different approach, and it's this. Just look at what you really want to accomplish and how can you chunk it down into really small, manageable, bite-sized actions. Because then, over time, those seemingly insignificant, small decisions, those little tiny, subtle shifts in decisions that you make, over time, compounded, will get you where you want to go. So for instance, if you do want to learn about something new, maybe it's a marketing strategy on Facebook or something like this, instead of waiting to have all the answers, why not just take the first step? Why not just make a post and be consistent every single day? And the more that this item, this topic is on your mind, the more opportunities you're going to find. They'll just seemingly come to you. It's part of your mind, the reticular activator. You know, it's kind of like when you buy a car that you're not used to seeing. And you get the car, and as soon as you drive off the lot, what do you start seeing? More of those kinds of cars, right? So if you just look at what you really want to accomplish and chunk it down into daily bite-sized pieces, and then make those really small decisions every single day to work towards that thing that you say you want, that's where the magic happens. It's those really small, seemingly insignificant decisions that consistency over time add up to something massive. I mean, think about anything great that's ever been accomplished on a massive scale. Where did it start? First the idea, and then just execution of step after step after step. Small, subtle things. And if it's something you need to learn, I mean, maybe it just comes down to picking up a book and reading it. And instead of looking at, oh my gosh, I have this huge book to read, could you look at it as, hey, instead of sitting on the couch and vegging out, or instead of picking up the phone and checking your Facebook feed, how about I just pick up the book? And I don't need to read for 30 minutes or an hour or even a chapter. I just got to make that one small, seemingly insignificant decision to put down whatever else I'm doing and pick up the book. And then just focus on reading a single word, just one word. Because that'll lead to you reading another word, and then a sentence, and then a paragraph. And before you know it, those seemingly insignificant decisions to just pick up the book and read a word, next thing you know, you're done with the book. And you're further down the road towards accomplishing your goal. The same goes for exercise. It just starts with making a decision to get off the couch or get out of bed in the morning and just go get it done. And without having to know how it's all going to look. But making that small decision to just start, to just move yourself into action. Mel Robbins has a really fantastic theory and book. I had the honor and pleasure of meeting that incredibly powerful woman. And it's called the 5-second rule. And basically, when you have an idea, you have a thought, you have 5 seconds, just 5 seconds to act on that idea. To basically make a decision and get into motion in 5 seconds. Because if you do not, your brain, because of its conditioning and programming, will shut it down because it doesn't fit. It's something new that you're attempting to incorporate into your life. And our minds love patterns and habits. So These new, seemingly insignificant daily decisions is a way of being. It's a habit. So what can you start with today and just make one new decision, no matter how small, because that's where they all start. It's like a little tiny snowball. You see all in cartoons where they have a little snowball and roll it down the hill, and it starts to gain momentum and volume as it rolls. So do your decisions. You make one small decision, and that can lead to another small decision, and another, and a sequential order to get you where you want to go. So I suggest you have a daily routine, a daily ritual, a sadhana that you start with. And it could just be the gratitude, exercise, take care of yourself. Because when you fill your own cup, you can share the abundant overflow with everybody else. So it starts with you and your seemingly insignificant, subtle daily decisions. So I hope you got some tremendous value from this, and hopefully you can see where this will apply in your life to get you where you want to go, because we are in the fourth quarter of 2018. This is the last quarter. And what I really want to communicate to you is this. It does not matter how you started this year. It doesn't matter what you've accomplished or not accomplished up to this point for this year. What does matter is how you decide that you're going to finish this year. Because how you finish 2018 will determine how you start 2019. So if you want to have a really rockin' 2019 and start that strong, in 2018 really strong, with daily, seemingly insignificant, subtle, marginal decisions. Thanks so much for tuning in. And as always, who you surround yourself with matters. Take a look at the people you surround yourself with. What kind of insignificant decisions do they make? And are you copying those? Or are you more of a pioneer trailblazer and going and doing your own thing? I found for me, surrounding myself with other people that like to make those seemingly insignificant decisions and accomplish massive things in their lives are exciting people to be around. It's a fantastic energy. So, that may be a small decision for you to make, is to check in with who's in your circle. So thanks so much for tuning in. Make it a great day.